Alright, this is just a tiny little extra video about my magical animal companion here, Maude the cat. Now, Maude is not my familiar. I've tried for so many years to make her my familiar, but while we do have this really tight connection, she is not my familiar, she is my magical animal companion. Now, I don't know how much more battery I have on this camera, so I won't go into great detail. But I will say that the difference is that a familiar is sort of bonded to you in your practice, while a magical animal companion is sort of like a guide. She gives you advice, and I think that Maude is definitely very magical. She helps me in my craft, and she has made me question so many things. But she isn't bonded to me in the way a familiar would be. And I think that's very much up to the animal, if they want to make that connection to you. Now, I think that a magical animal companion is not discussed as much as a familiar is. And really, if you haven't noticed, this is just me blabbering while I show off my cat. If we can get her to look at the camera. Maude? Psst, psst, psst. Maude? Oh, here she goes. She's hunting something. Anyway, a magical animal companion is not as much discussed as a familiar. And I think that the concept of a familiar is in a way more recognizable. But I feel very blessed that I have a magical animal companion, because to me she's sort of like a little spirit guide in the flesh. Don't think I should film too much over here, because now she is on the neighbor's property and she is tearing up there. Welcome, Matt. Hi, Maude. Anyway, I think that the distinction is that a magical animal companion is a guide. They are like a teacher, like a spiritual companion in the flesh, while a familiar is something that is bonded to you, that you have mixed your magical energies with. Now, often Maude will come to me when I do rituals and sit on my lap, but often she won't. I don't really get that vibe from her. But sometimes when I feel really down and I have a crisis of faith, she will just sit and look at me, and suddenly the information I need to meditate on will come to me. And so often she has like jumped up on a book that has the answer, or she has come to me in my dreams. And I really think that in many ways Maude has been put on this earth so that she can be my guide. And I think that a part of why I've been put on this earth is so that I can give her a good life. Now, like I said, I don't think that anyone, animal, human, anyone, lives just for another person. But I think that for some part we have somebody has decided to send her to me, and she is a gift. She really is. Now, the way I met Maude is that I had been saving money to get a Siamese. But for some reason I went to an animal shelter, and there were a female cat there, and somebody has just dumped her while pregnant on a doorstep. And that cat gave birth to Maude and her sister. And I just felt this instant connection to Maude. And this little 3-month-old kitten just she just melted my heart, and I just gave up every idea of a Siamese. I just wanted Maude. And I have never regretted. And did you capture something, Maude? Is there a bug there? Is there a bug? Yeah, you go get it. That's Mummy's little hunter. So yeah, and I've had so many strange experiences with Maude. I just think she knows what I'm thinking, and I think the strangest experience I had with her was when I was still living with my mother. And my mother has her bedroom door was closed because she was sleeping. And I were going to... oh, there. I better not film this for her privacy. Anyway, I was going to open the door just to get something in from inside my mother's room. I think it was a piece of jewelry or something like that. Oh, she's done. And Maude wanted to go into the bedroom because very often she would crawl up into my mother's bed and get a bit of cuddle, but I didn't want her to disturb my mother. So yeah, anyway, and she's off running. What I did was that I opened the door and Maude come running. And I told her no, and I tried to close the door. But no matter how much I tried to close that door, it didn't help. It was just like it was completely stuck, like the hinges had been glued shut. And I noticed the cat just staring like this intently on the door, her eyes wide open. And I looked down at Maude, and suddenly she got up. She walked into the room, and then the door could be closed normally. That was just so completely weird. And it's just one of the many things that I've experienced with this cat. Other things that she has done is that I constantly see her where she's not. And I know that part of that is that the brain kid you. It says, oh, look, a bag. Oh, it must be the cat. But it's more like that. I could swear that she's there, and then she's at another part of the house. So she's a very weird and magical animal. Now, I'm gonna end this video now because let's see if I can get another close-up of her just to end it off. And I'm sorry if I've just been rambling in this video because I've just been walking around following the kitten with the camera and trying to think of things to say. Anyway, that's just one of the experiences I had with this really magical, amazing animal that I have been so lucky to share my life with. So yeah, Maude, do you want to say goodbye to the people? Don't think she wants to. Anyway, so yeah, I promised a while ago to have a video with Maude, and here we are. So yeah, that's my magical animal companion Maude.